Welcome back to the channel. It's your friend Cheap Ludes. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Unless you're outside of the US, and then it's probably Sunday night or Monday morning. I'm not really sure. Time zones are confusing and also an illusion. So, whatever. Let's talk about the market in NBA 2K23 My Team right now. It's interesting, right? It's post 250. Most people don't care, to be honest. The only people still left on this game are people who are, let's just say, 2K enthusiasts and above. I don't think there's anyone who casually plays this game still, because why would you? There's absolutely nothing here for you. Once again, surprise, surprise, the packs are horrendous. The pack odds are real bad, so that should be shocking, but we're playing 2K, so it never shocks me when the pack odds are terrible. So we got the auto position packs, which everyone was really excited about. We got some decent cards in there. I guess we'll talk about them. We'll start with the actual out of position guys. Well, let's talk about the bracket buster guys. All the pink diamonds are super cheap. I mean, if you want to pick any of these guys up for any number of reasons, now's a good time to do so. All I'll say is that every single card in this set is only going to continue to get cheaper from this point forward, just because they'll be in every single pack drop till the end of the season. So, I mean, if you're really plotting on Ben McLemore and you don't want to spend 5,000 MT, you can just keep waiting. The worst case scenario, he stays at 5,000 MT. Same with Brogdon, same with Pfizer, same with Danny Manning, Keegan Murray, etc. Doesn't really matter for the pink diamonds. I feel like they're always going to be a baseline of like 5,000 or below. But when it comes to the opals, that's kind of more what you want to look for. If you have any reason to pick any of these guys up, like for me personally, got to pick up Christian Laettner at some point because it's just funny. I'm going to wait until closer to the end of the season to pick him up, since it's not like a glaring need. Anyway, I'm picking him up for lull purposes. Who put a Hoff badge on Christian Laettner? Respect. Respect. I'll wait on these guys, him and Tyler Hansbrough, just because it's like they're only going to continue to go down in value, since they're going to have higher odds of being pulled than any of the new cards that we're going to be seeing. Same goes for the Dark Matters. Granted, the odds are absolutely heinous, so it doesn't really matter. They're still probably going to be sitting at the price that they're going for. So it's like, Jimmer is still like 500k. Don't expect that to change anytime soon. Let's talk about the out of position guys. So first things first, Matisse Thybulle. Thybulle is actually not bad. He's like 5,000 MT. Is what I saw him going for, but I think that's actually, quick sell for opals is, oh, he's a pink diamond, so yeah, he's like under 5k. Thought he was an opal for some reason. Why did I think that? 6'5", 201. He's mediocre, but like in a good way. Does that make sense? Like, he's a solid mediocre. The Thybulle release is good. He moves. I mean, most cards are going to be cracked out from a 6 perspective at this point. Like, that's kind of just where we're at in the year. Excellent defender, plays pretty good offense. He's okay. He's a 6'5" point guard, defense first, but he can shoot and stuff. Yeah, I mean, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with Matisse Thybulle. He's just like aggressively okay. 95 speed with ball and 90 ball handle though. Pretty good for Matisse Thybulle. He's pretty good. If you're looking for a defense first point guard that you can pick up for relatively cheap, he's decent. Herbert Jones. He's really solid. I would say he's one of the more solid shooting guard options for his price. The thing I will say about Herbert Jones, though, is you're going to have to do manual substitutions because he's always going to come in as a center for some reason. It's going to be super irritating if you're running like him on the bench unit, for instance. Starting, you're good. Usually with the starting lineup, you're fine. But the bench unit is going to be irritating. He's pretty good. I mean, I would say the same thing about him that I said about Matisse Thybulle. Like, he's decent. His release is kind of meh, but it's all right. 6'7". He's fun, though. Taco. Yeah. You have a very low chance of pulling Taco from packs. Significantly lower than all the other pink diamonds, I would say. The two rarer ones are going to be Taco and Luke Walton, for sure. Everyone else is going to drop out pretty frequently. Clay being the most. Clay and Thybulle, I think, drop the most out of anybody. But yeah, I mean, Taco is one of the most overpowered cards in the game. Now, something I've been asked, can you make a good MT profit if you pick up a base Taco and add a bunch of Hoff badges to him? Yes, but maybe not as much as you would think, because everybody has that same idea. So regardless, you're going to profit off of that transaction. If you buy him for 300K, he's going to go over 300K, hopefully. But the issue is, are you going to profit enough where it's worth it? That's a good question, considering there's a lot of, Hoff badged up tacos on the market. You may not get as much MT as you'd want. It's Sunday too. You also got to remember that anybody who would spend like a egregious amount of MT on a taco that's badged up probably has done so already. Now, that being said, if you want to pick up a baseline taco, maybe wait a week, put them up with Hoff badges, like it's possible that you get a decent amount of profit. It's just like one of those things where it's hard to really predict. Luke Walton. Point guard Luke Walton is just such a hilarious concept to me. It's just so funny. You can get him for around 30K. I would say he's kind of like this set's Denny, where it's like he's probably going to fluctuate between 20 and 30K for the foreseeable future, like Denny. He's good. Just like Denny, which I'm not going to say his last name because I'm going to get crucified for pronouncing it wrong, which I will, for sure. He is really, really not great defensively. He's okay. He's got the badges necessary, just not great. The Markelle Fultz release is nice. Same release Ron Artest had. He moves really well. He's a great offense first point guard. 6'8", 6'8" wingspan too, so he's big. It depends what you're looking for. If you are someone who uses their point guard as a ball handler, then Luke Walton's going to be fine, or like a score first option. Then Luke Walton's going to be really good for you for sure. If you're somebody who uses your point guard as more of a secondary ball handler / defensive presence, then yeah, Luke Walton's probably not for you. But 30K is still a bit expensive, but I still think he's going to be, like Denny, very usable for the foreseeable future. Klay Thompson, yeah, there's no point in picking this card up. I mean, even if you want to say you want to use him for like triple threat, I just feel like there's other two guards that are around the same price that you can pick up that I think are just a little bit better anyway. So I would avoid him. Al Horford. Al Horford is nice. Al Horford is super nice. Like, he's a little bit more expensive than some of the other PDs for sure. I mean, he's like 15K roughly. You can probably get him for under that at this point, but he's kind of been fluctuating between 15 and 20 for the last like 24 hours. Horford, you may not think he would be good, but God, is he good. That jump shot is actually really solid on very quick. I like it a lot, but that could be personal preference. He plays lockdown defense, 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan at the 2 guard. I play him at the small forward personally, but you can kind of go wherever you want with that. He can actually attack the rim a little bit better than you would expect. He's huge. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to play tough defense. He's got Hoff range. Horford is probably the sneakiest card in this set. If you're trying to run an all giant lineup, you could do a lot worse than running Horford at shooting guard too. Like, he is really good. I cannot recommend Horford enough. Like, if you were to sit there and be like, I kind of want a new small forward or a new shooting guard, whatever, and you're like, should I pick up, Rudy or like Michael Porter Jr. or even Jonathan Isaac, I would say no. You should probably pick up Horford over all those guys, honestly, especially because of his price point. Like, his price point is really solid. So Horford might be the man. Sengun. Wait, Şengün? I think it's Şengün. I really try to pronounce these right, but there's so many NBA names, and I'm a dumb American, so leave me alone. Yeah, I mean, he's cracked. 6'10" point guard. He moves with the best of them. He's basically Ben Simmons that's a little bit better he's way better at shooting, but a little bit better overall offensively, I would say, but worse defensively, so it just depends. You're going to run into a lot of sweats running Sengun. He's cracked. I mean, there's nothing more to say there. Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is very good. Scotty Barnes is definitely someone that I would recommend running for sure. Now, should you pay what I would consider to be like kind of a high price tag for him? Nah, not necessarily, but the release is really good. It's got Francis size up, which I know people like a lot. The 10 on-ball steal tendency is just disrespectful at this point. I'm pretty sure he has the same tendencies he had on his Amethyst. He has the exact same tendencies, which, okay, I don't know why you would do that, but whatever. Scotty Barnes is really, really good. If you're somebody who runs your point guard as a defense-first option, Scotty Barnes is good, but I actually think there might be someone better that's going to take a hit offensively, but I think might be good. People like Scotty Barnes a lot. I actually think he plays better at shooting guard personally, but that's just me. Aaron Gordon, I just don't think there's a point to using Aaron Gordon personally. I just don't. Like, he's decent. I don't like his release very much. There's just no point to use Aaron Gordon when Al Horford exists, you know? Then we got, I think, the most slept on card in this set might be actually Draymond. Is his release the best? No. Is Draymond surprisingly better than you would expect? Yes. Some of the best defensive tendencies in the game. I think I said tendencies. Nice. Like he's riding a tandem bike. Some of the best defensive tendencies you'll see in the game, period. 95 pass intercept, 95 on-ball steal, 95 contest, 95 block with a 5 foul. Fantastic. His release is not as bad as you would expect. I mean, remember the last Draymond Green we got, his release was on slow and people are still using him. So, dribble style MJ, he's got Curry size up. He's really good. He plays such good defense. He can run your offense too, for sure. I actually think that Draymond might be one of the sleepiest cards in the game. No question. A lot of hype has been put on, naturally, Şengün for sure for being a 6'10 point guard, but a lot of hype has been put on like Scotty Barnes and Luke Walton, but I actually think Draymond might sneakily be one of the better cards in this entire set. Then we got the Dark Matters. Yeah, Bill Russell's the best small forward in the game. I mean, he's ridiculous. He plays the best defense out of any card we've seen for a while. He can surprisingly create on his own too. He's fantastic. RIP Bill Russell. I mean, in my opinion, they should have given us a free Bill Russell instead of putting him in packs and milking his legacy, but hey, who's that? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy has one of the most annoying releases in the game for sure to play against. If you're using him, yeah, he's fire. Anybody who used his Opal earlier in the year knows that he does a bit of a fadeaway anytime he shoots a standing still jump shot, meaning the CPU just like won't contest it ever. He also jumps really high too, so I've seen it said that he's probably the closest to like a Luka base from last year, and I would say that's probably accurate. Unless somebody is directly user control contesting, they're probably not going to get a good contest on, and you'll probably be able to green it majority of the time. So it is just a fantastic release. Jimmy is really good. I feel like he's one of those cards, though, that is kind of touted right now, but people will stop using him pretty soon into the future. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about a bunch of those this year, though. That being said, should you be spending 600K on this card right now? No, probably not. You probably wouldn't be that expensive if the pack odds weren't so absolutely horrific, but Jimmy's probably one of the best non-Ben Simmons point guards in the game, if that makes sense, right? If you have the MT and you're looking to play competitively, yeah, Jimmy is going to be fantastic. Now, is he worth leveraging all your currency for? No, I would say no card really is at this point, except for like maybe Yao Ming. Yao Ming, and then I could say Taco too. If you're running a Taco Yao duo, yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty difficult to defeat you for sure. You're going to be an enemy of the state. But Jimmy is not that guy. That's just my opinion. Now, prices are kind of up across the board too. Like Kristaps is down a bit, and I feel like that's just because Taco exists. If it wasn't for Taco, Kristaps would still be super expensive, and a lot of people are running him as like a bench power forward, but big Tacos out here. LaMelo, I think, fell off a bit because naturally. When we get an OOP set, typically anybody outside of maybe the top 2 point guards in the game kind of falls off in value quite a bit. That's just kind of normal. Jonathan Isaac is way up in price, like way up. He was like 70K like a week ago. Now he's like damn near 100. Rudy's up in price too. He's pretty expensive. I'm considering selling him since I don't use him really. I use him on my bench now because of Al Horford. It hurts to sell Rudy, but you know, sometimes it might have to be like that. I give him a Hoff badge? No, I didn't. He came standard with that. Wait, did I give him a Hoff badge? I don't remember. No, I didn't. Okay, cool, smart. I know. Mark Eaton. If you have Mark Eaton, you can get about 50K for Mark Eaton, which is kind of high. Oh, wait, he's down quite a bit. Just this morning, he was like 50K. Now he's like 35. I mean, he's worth 30K, being that there's only a couple centers in this game that can compete with Yao. It's Mark Eaton and Amethyst Taco, really. So he's worth it, but just know he's going to absolutely decimate your offense for the most part if you rely on like spreading the floor out and using multiple shooters. Dino's still really good too. He's probably the best power forward that you can buy for under 100K, in my opinion. Jonathan Isaac's up there too, but Dino's still up there. Definitely want to look at him. Denny's still really good. I feel like a lot of people kind of fell off on Denny. Like this is the cheapest he's been since it came out, and I still say he's really, really good. Look, because you can definitely find badged up Denny's too. People are abandoning their Denny's like the plague now that the out of position packs came out, which, like I talked about before, very normal. I don't know. As always, it's been your friend Sheep Ludes. Look, I recommend running probably some form of a budget squad unless you have like Yao and Taco money. You know, if you have Yao and Taco money, I don't know what to tell you, but for the most part, run a budget squad. Outside of Yao and Taco and T-Mac, I don't think any of the cards that are really like high tier options really affect the game the way those guys do. So unless you have the MT to purchase those guys, I just really don't think that there's a reason to run them. Anyways, I'll be back later with more content. I appreciate you guys. Peace.